Director of International Talent Partnership. I reviewed your application for our project director job, and I'm astounded you thought you had the relevant experience as described in the advert. Please do not apply for any of our advertised vacancies. Regards. This has got to stop. Not even the first time something like this has happened. I swiped left for a reason. Saw your profile on Bumble. Would you like to grab a coffee or dinner sometime? Ooh, no! No! Go away, yucky. Bro let his inside thoughts out. United Healthcare is now saving $10.2 million annually with one simple trick CEOs hate. Oh, that's so dirty. Starting a new business. Do you have an annoying boss or pretentious coworker? For the low price of $5 a month, I'll comment on their LinkedIn. That's a stupid idea every time they post something. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the subscription model. You guys know this. You're very, very keen and aware, mainly because I've made it obvious time and time again that it's stupid. And it's honestly gonna be the end of commerce as we know it. That's for sure, but I'm gonna be honest here. I kinda want to pay for this subscription. I wouldn't really be able to make use of it though, because I don't have a traditional company or bosses or anything like that. So maybe what I'll do is I'll give them like $40 and then I'll wait for the inevitable future when I do have a traditional work structure where I'm clocking in or doing this or doing that. Regardless of where it is that I work, I know that good times always come to an end. They always do, all right? So, when the bad times come a-rolling, I want this guy to make sure whoever the hell I'm working for does not get too big-headed based on absolutely nothing at all. I like the cut of your jib, Jordan reviews it. Wife had to clap back at the audacity. The audacity? I haven't used that program in years. Wait, for what though? Wife had to clap back? Let's see. Oh, holy crap, not what I expected to see when I turned a corner. All right, let's take a look. I came across your LinkedIn profile and reaching out to see if the following would pique your interest: recruiter, HR generalist, account manager, or relationship manager. Please let me know if you're interested. If so, send me an updated resume. I look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you. I'm interested in exploring, but wanted to note that I don't have a lot of experience on the HR side with managing payroll, termination, and onboarding of employees, etc. Also, I am targeting, I imagine, $120,000 to $130,000 for my next role. Do you think that's something they'd consider? Thanks for the reply. A couple of things I want to point out, and do hope you don't mind the constructive feedback. All right, bot, let's see what you got. Attention to detail for this role, and any role, is important. Double checking, proofreading, grammar, and correct spelling is very important. For example, you wrote, "I'm interesting in exploring." Did she really? Oh, she did. Okay, interesting. Didn't quite catch that, but whatever. For example, you wrote, "I'm interesting in exploring." The correct way is, "I'm interested." Also, you wrote, "targeting." Correct spelling is targeting. I feel like she might have done this on purpose. On another note, as far as you not having a lot of experience on the HR side with managing payroll, termination, and onboarding of employees, etc., but you're asking for a target range of 120 to 130K? By the way, the correct format is with the capital letter K. What you're asking for is not even close to being possible. You asked, do you think that's something they'd consider? No, that's something I would not consider for the following reasons. Given your lack of experience, doesn't qualify for the salary you're asking. Lack of attention to detail, misspelling, and grammar. I'm sharing this with you so you can be more prepared for the next person you chat with for a job. Good luck to you. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for sending over this feedback. I sent this initial response from my cell phone at 4:50 a.m. before my run, so apologies for the grammatical errors. I tried to get a couple of messages sent off before the day got away from me. I am seeking that compensation because I have over 9 years of experience in recruiting and the HR space, and that is closer to what I'm currently making. The role that you have reached out about encompasses 3 different roles merged together. While the $75,000 compensation might be aligned for a 3 to 5 year requirement, I have multiple years beyond that, really. Also, to provide you with a bit of constructive feedback as well, you have grammatical errors in your message to me. You forgot the M before reaching out. You also spelled interested incorrectly, and there should be a period after resume. Your feedback about my compensation ask came across as passive-aggressive. Perhaps you should have considered that I'd inquire about a higher range, since the role you're reaching out about is targeting 3 to 5 years of experience, 4 years less than what I currently have, and the job posting mentioned starts at $75K. What a lovely day. Oh, man. I still don't think that other person is real. Excuse me. I just don't. I don't see evidence. Reddit is dragging your cringe-worthy LinkedIn posts. Oh, no. Sharing something awful on LinkedIn? The 670,000-strong LinkedIn lunatic subreddit is watching. The existence of the group says a lot about how the professional network has changed in recent years. Hell yeah, because the website stopped being about professionalism and helping people get jobs, or even if that was the original idea, I don't know. It stopped being about that really quick and started being about Sigma grindset shower thought intellect. And I say intellect like that because, I don't know, none of these motherfuckers are smart. They all just say shit using thesaurus.com, or they tell you the craziest crap you've ever heard of. This is how getting beat up by a monkey changed my mindset and turned me into a billionaire. And these are the 5 steps you could take to, like, dude, it's crazy. It's the Wild West of cringe. Stories on LinkedIn be like, yesterday we had a Zoom meeting and Sanjay was reluctant to turn on his cam. I insisted that he did and saw that he was presenting from a bed in the ICU where his mother lay dying. He apologized profusely for the inconvenience. I said, don't apologize for being human, Sanjay, and I didn't fire him. I just cut his salary. Show compassion to your employees. Exactly. That's what they're all like. Denying type 1 diabetics their insulin is everything that's right and good about America. Yes, that's right. In America, we fucking kill people. Oh, here we go. Yep, that's the face I wanted to see today. Brian Thompson went from Jewel, Iowa, population of 1,200, to leading 140,000 employees and overseeing $280 billion of revenue at one of the world's most important companies. Okay? His mom worked as a beautician, his dad at a grain elevator. They were probably really proud when he graduated valedictorian of his 50-person high school class. He played basketball and the trombone, got elected homecoming king, and worked in soybean fields and meat processing plants during summers. While studying at the University of Iowa, he met the woman who would become his wife, with whom he would have 2 kids. By all accounts, he was smart, hardworking, funny, and a thoroughly decent man. This guy, not the person who murdered him in cold blood, was everything that's right and good about America and the American dream. May his memory be a blessing, and may his example inspire all of us to do better. Shut the f*** up. Go gargle somebody else's balls, Robert. Jesus. All right, what's the top comment here? Aha, here we go. The slam dunk. I don't normally comment on posts, but the situation of the murder of United Healthcare CEO did strike a nerve for me. My experience with United Healthcare started in 2014 and ended in 2019. I'm a type 1 diabetic and require insulin injections to survive. 2014 and 2015 were fine, but in 2016, United Healthcare decided to decline my insulin coverage, as I was told by the appeals specialist in 2016, and I remember it like it happened an hour ago. I'm not saying we don't cover insulin. I'm saying we don't cover your insulin. At the time, I was forced to buy vials of insulin out of pocket at the cost of $740 a vial, each vial lasting only 3 weeks. I found out through my partner that I could get my insulin in another country, Brazil, for much cheaper than the United States. Attached is an image of the insulin I purchased at a pharmacy in Rio de Janeiro. To understand what you see, the total cost of all of this insulin was the same as 1 vial in the United States. The image is of an 18-month supply. It's unfortunate that someone was murdered, but it's also important to think about how many thousands, millions, were murdered by a company in order to get a higher quarterly dividend. A company that claims to be in the business of providing healthcare services? That's not at all what they're in the business of. That's what they sell to you and I. That's what they claim with you and I. But at this point, we all got to realize that is absolutely not even fucking remotely what they're selling at all. It's not. Okay? And when you're at the top of the food chain of one of the nastiest, most disgusting abuses of human rights that this species has ever seen, maybe don't be so fucking surprised if someone comes knocking on your goddamn door one day. We all deserve to live in dignity and good health. We all do. Shouldn't have to have $10,000 a month minimum in order to be considered savable, treatable, human. It's a little goddamn ridiculous, isn't it? Let me alienate myself from potential employers. Open to work for good pay and benefits. Employer must be willing to hire a white man. DEI bullshit will not be tolerated by me. Leftist companies need not respond. Oh, I'm sure they need not respond right up until your last dollar leaves when you buy that last... Never mind. I'm not gonna... No. You almost got me, you son of a bitch. I bet you are open to work, huh? Let's make her famous. Let's see. I can't believe my junior sent me this. Today's kids are something else. He stayed late, so now he's going to show up late to the office to make up for it. What a move! I am speechless. Hi, sir and ma'am. I will be coming in tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. because I'm currently leaving the office at 8:30 p.m. When's he supposed to be leaving? Hold on. He stayed late. Now he's going to show up late. Oh, I see. I see. He's going, well, look, I left late, so I'm going to arrive late. Wait, did he stay late on purpose? Did he stay late after someone maybe told him, like, hey, you don't need to stay late, dude, go home? Did he insist at that point? Because that's not really how that usually works. How to not get fired. You're fired. One of the most devastating words to receive from your boss. I know, mine just told me that. In my first job as manager, I had to tell Jonathan he was fired for turning up to work high on cocaine. However, he pulled out an Uno reverse card and said, Uno reverse. Shit, I thought, I'm fired now. This was the worst way this could have gone. But then I remembered, we weren't playing Uno. However, I briefly felt exactly what it would be like to get fired. The pain, the confusion, the uncertainty. I couldn't do that to Jonathan, especially as he was creative enough to try the Uno play. So I rehired him. I later explained what happened to my bosses, and guess what? They fired me. So Jonathan's reverse card did work in the end. Guess we were playing Uno after all. See, these are the posts that redeem the rest, honestly. They really, truly do undo all of the crap the other actually real posts do to me, man. Yusuf may have won at the Olympics, but if he showed up like this in the corporate world, his resume won't get shortlisted. He won't get the right projects. He won't get put in front of customers. He won't get promoted beyond a point because corporate success is more about perception than performance. Dude, are you on crack? What are you talking about? This guy did his thing really well at the world's largest sporting event. Haha, that's crazy. But if he wanted to be a dipshit CEO, I'm afraid not, my friend, because your target shooting has nothing to do with my... I'm not going down that road. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. Friends hate this simple trick. All right. Oh, it's him again. Oh boy, here we go. This is going to be a good one. I owed a friend $22.91 for an Uber. I transferred them $22.19 by accident. They never brought it up. Nobody would bring up 72p. I did it on purpose. I've been doing it for years. Every time I transfer someone money, I accidentally leave off a bit. I call it the plausible deniability typo. 2437 instead of 2473. 938 instead of 983. 346 instead of 364. Sometimes if I'm feeling really risky, I'll do 1854 instead of 1954. They look like a complete tool to quibble over this. Instead, they're a tool in a different way. A tool for me to get to the top. I've probably made 100 pounds over 5 years. This son of a bitch is playing the longest con. The longest? The longest. That's what I said? I ruined it. He's playing the longest con of them all. I sold my first forklift! All right, well, this one's just kind of fun, though. I mean, that's awesome. No, really, what's the problem with this one? Look, if my job is to sell forklifts, you better bet your ass I'm going to celebrate after I sell my first forklift. What, are you joking? Are you kidding me, man? What else am I supposed to do? I just turned 30 and I'm worth $19 million. Here's how I got there. Not to brag, but to hopefully inspire you to get there too. I woke up at 4 a.m. every morning for 6 years straight. Started a recruitment agency. Took 2 cold showers per day. Invested in Bitcoin at $59,000. Engaged with all walks of life. You never know what you'll learn. Inherited $22 million from my parents. Post high-value content on LinkedIn. Consistency is key. Execute, execute, execute. If I can do it, you can do it too. Make sure to follow me for more financial advice. I do genuinely love the detail he threw in here about how he's worth $19 million despite his $22 million inheritance. All right after investing in Bitcoin at $59K. You know, it's the little details, folks. These are the cinematic details you want to be looking for. Drives an hour? Why not go to your hotel room? What? Hey, check this out. In Croatia, you know you're seriously into marketing when you're on vacation, ditch everyone at the beach, and drive an hour to a co-working space to work just because you're so passionate about what you do. I hope I'm not the only one? Well, okay, obviously not the only one. There is nothing wrong, by the way, with being passionate about your work. If you are a workaholic and it works for you, and the people in your life accept that and they're totally fine with it, you know, the close ones, like if you're a workaholic and your wife doesn't like it, a conversation has to be had, all right? That is a marriage of 2 people right there. But if you're, say, a single person, and that's what you love and that's what keeps you happy and gives you purpose, who cares? Who cares? Do I I find it silly? The notion of leaving the beach on vacation so I can go and work? Yeah, absolutely not would I do such a thing, but depends on the work. It really depends. HR is at it again. LMAO. All right, let's see here. Hiring. Ooh, that's one I've never seen. HR specialist / employer branding. Psychologist without degree. Hey, wait, what the f? No, I don't think that's allowed. Petya Petkova? Yeah, I don't think that is allowed, ma'am. I'm just, okay. Amazon in not going full in person. It will remain hybrid confirmed. Everyone calm down. Amazon is still a hybrid company. Monday through Friday in office, Saturday and Sunday work from home. I don't see how this is such a complex. Okay, like silly jokes aside, every corporation ever. I know all the big corporations watch EmKay, right? What is the purpose? Is it tax write-offs or something? Renting out buildings instead of letting people live in their home? Like, what is it? What is the real benefit? I mean, if I had to guess, micromanaging and controlling your workforce because you can't control every aspect of their lives from when they shit and piss to when they get to breathe drugs to feel better about their shitty job. I understand that part, but how would you not want to save a shit ton of money, at least on rent? I know a lot of these companies own their buildings, but like I've told you guys before, when I worked for Comcast, they didn't own that building. They leased it from a competing ISP at a hefty cost. And I know what you're thinking. The infrastructure to let people do all that from home might be expensive too. Correct. That's correct. I don't know if it would be $10 trillion a month like all the goddamn rent on buildings. Elon Musk should buy LinkedIn and run that into the ground too. You know what? I'd support that. I'm kidding. I actually wouldn't, because as stupid as LinkedIn is, I really don't think we need a second website for now. Corporate jargon that makes you cringe. Oh, it all does. Oh, honey, it all does. For me, it's please advise. It's used so loosely that it comes off as passive-aggressive and makes me cringe every time. Like, is it a polite way to ask for help or a subtle dig at how someone's not doing their job? It's got that weird tone where it feels like you're being scolded without actually being scolded. Why not just ask the question directly instead of using this overly formal passive-aggressive phrase? Anyone else feel the same or have their own cringe-worthy corporate jargon they'd love to banish? Katerina, I'm not gonna fuck up your last name. Do something today that you can be proud of tomorrow. Mother throws newborn daughter out of a window to her death because she thought a child would ruin her career as an executive at Porsche. Okay, I don't want to verify this. I don't. You know what kills your career way faster than having a child? Killing your child. That's, if this is true, because again, I'm not going to verify it, I don't want to make my day worse, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that to myself. I gotta treat myself nice, okay? You should treat yourself nice, I'm going to treat myself nice, all right? But I don't understand. I just don't understand. I think about Luigi Mangione a lot. As a CEO, he would hate and possibly kill me, yet I feel strangely drawn to him. I can't stop imagining, what if it were me on that street that night? He approaches me holding a gun, but he doesn't shoot. We lock eyes. I appeal to his humanity and talk him down with my soothing words. I tell him the only antidote to pain is love, and that he deserves love too. He drops the gun. We embrace and kiss. Later, we're holding each other's warm, thick bodies in bed. I say, see, CEOs aren't all bad. He smiles. I get him to denounce his anti-capitalist ways. He is saved. God, I wish it were me on that street that night. Ken, you and me both. It's sick, and oh my god, it's always Ken. It's always Ken. Is he like the go-to funny guy on LinkedIn? The guy that doesn't take any of it seriously and is just hilarious? He's gotta be the go-to guy, right? He's most of these posts. It is sick and disgusting that people are making jokes out of the death of a CEO. There is nothing funny or ironic about insanely rich men who profited off the mass suffering of others meeting their demise. It is no laughing matter that it is very hard for the police to find his killer because he was so hated by everyone. I'm utterly shocked by how many are ready to celebrate the death of somebody just because he was responsible for so many deaths himself. I'm fully and completely appalled people are painting the killer as a hero. He's not a hero, no matter how cool and attractive he looks in the footage. Nobody should be making light of this. I'm shaking and vomiting at the thought that someone would. Do not forget that this CEO was a real human being. A human being who was murdered simply for valuing shareholder profit above human life. There's nothing funny about that at all. HRs are the landlords of LinkedIn. Oh, cool. All right. HR isn't perfect. We're employees, and we're human too. A fellow HR professional left me a comment saying, I go to therapy and vent where I can because we all have to appear perfect on the surface. We're not allowed to have faults, make mistakes, or struggle. When we do, people lose trust in us because they see we are only human and we do make mistakes. I agree. HR is always held to a higher standard, more so than any other role or department. I think it's based on like how you, wait, I'm sorry, hold on. I gotta verify this really quick. Yeah, AI image that someone watermarked like they're an artist. Okay, anyway, well, I think the main problem with HR, y'all, is that for some strange reason, at least in my experience, you guys were always sold to us as someone on our team, someone we might be able to get help from, when in reality, your job is to specifically protect the company. If someone sexually assaults me on the job, you might just fire us both because that could protect the company. You don't give a f*** about me or the psycho asshole that's going around doing nasty things to other people in the office or saying mean things. You care about the public image of the company. See, why would I give a shit about you when you disregard me and all of my fellow coworkers? Far leftist, they're really trying to make this partisan. Just posted on X a moment ago. Good for you, Steven. Breaking. Far leftist identified as the suspect in the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Is anyone to point at all? Luigi Mangione is an anti-capitalist climate change activist and former Ivy League student who idolized Unabomber Ted Kaczynski, per New York Post. He was also carrying a manifesto blasting healthcare profits and calling for violence. Okay, it's not a partisan issue. These motherfuckers are killing all of us. They're going after all of us. They don't care who you voted for. They're gonna say no to whatever you need. You need your insulin? Doesn't matter who you voted for. They're gonna say no. Even if you fight the motherfuckers the whole way through, they will do whatever they can to make it impossible for you to get the help you are owed. When you need the office to know you never miss leg day. Oh my god. We're thrilled to announce new leadership roles. Why the hell? I don't think, okay, the ladies, they look okay, all right? No problem with them. I don't think a single guy in this photo is dressed well, okay? Maybe it's the super tight clothing on our rooks here on either side. And you know what? Never mind. The guy in the middle is okay. It's just everything is so tight on them. Why is everything so tight? Can we get the menswear guy to join me on EmKay and critique clothing and teach all of us how to be better at, dressing? I mean, hell, he can even teach the ladies something. I'm sure of it. Please, for the love of God. In the past 4 weeks, 8 out of 10 applicants answer the phone, hello. And it's driven me crazy as a career coach. Y'all, hello doesn't set a professional tone. Motherfucker, who cares? You called me. I don't know who you are. What am I supposed to say? Let me suck your balls. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. What am I supposed to say? Let's see what she says here. Doesn't set a professional tone. In fact, it induces doubt of your professionalism from the get-go. Man, these people just really are desperate for something to say on this platform, not even really meant for this. Answering the phone with, hi, this is Fist, last name, okay, is a small change that makes a huge difference. It allows the caller to hear your name clearly and immediately sets a professional tone for the conversation. Share this simple tip to help your network stand out. Do you have any phone interview tips to share? No, you got it. You hit the nail on the head. We should stop saying hello when someone calls us. Let's just stop it. Because, again, I don't know who you are. I'm going to have to do this with everyone on the off chance you're calling me because I have to meet your demand, I guess. So, dude, I don't even know what to say. You know what? I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to stop saying hello because, as Tegan is pointing out, it makes me look stupid. But I'm not going to say anything she's recommended, okay? I'm just going to answer the phone with, oh, I got it. And you know what? Never mind. I changed my mind. I'm going to follow her recommendation. Hi, this is Dick Cheese. Life update. I'm happy to share that I'm starting a new position as deceased at none. At none? Imagine being this much of a loser. I am highly disappointed as India has shifted from a 6-day work week to 5. Yes, I do not believe in work-life balance. Indians require sacrifice, not relaxation. I used to reach the office at 6:30 a.m. and leave at 8:40 p.m. I maintained an intense schedule of 14-hour days, 6.5 days a week. Man, that is exclusively your goddamn problem. Or at least it became a you problem at a certain point, when in reality it was just indicative of more societal bullshit from your generation. You guys were expected, I guess, in your country to do way more. Doesn't mean that the younger generation's gonna put up with what you put up with. They're not. And I'm glad they're not, okay? F*** off, Molly. One of my posts ended up on a Reddit thread called LinkedIn Lunatics. While LinkedIn can be full of complete rubbish, like me calling someone a twat, it is also a place of huge opportunity. Have you listened to our latest work working on it. Oh my god. I instantly lose respect for anyone who posts on LinkedIn. Unbearably cringe. You know, for the first time, I'm coming to the defense of LinkedIn exclusively. As unbearably cringe as it might be, the entire website has had more of an actual place in the world coming from a spot of usefulness than X's best day. And I don't mean Twitter on its best day, I mean X on its best day. Okay? Elon, you gotta go, brother. You gotta go. You need to take your billions of dollars and go cry in the mountains somewhere. Now, without a shirt. Okay, I'll start. Your gym could use some improvement. The heaviest weight there is maybe 30 pounds. Second, fix the wire hanging down from the TV. It makes you look lazy. Why are you wearing the same pants as before? Please don't post a picture without your pants on since you are lurking. What? Oh no, this is LinkedIn. I'm just supposed to wear a cheap suit and brag about my useless skills. I cannot take this shit from a guy who shows the same personality across platforms. How dare he express his personality when I am busy spreading lies? This is for all you Reddit motherfuckers. Now, go bitch more about me with your other insignificant bitches. Okay? Hey, he really is kind of tapped out at 30 pounds, ain't he? I'm not a big guy, but shit, I start at 25, dude. Like, what are you doing there? I loved this response is amazing though. He got mad that people on Reddit were making fun of him, so he thought, let me flex in front of a mirror at my gym. Oh yeah, that'll show them I'm so goddamn cool. I'm so tough. Oh, I'm gonna change all their minds. I'm cool. I'll take option A. Would you rather get paid $1 million right now or $50 every month for the rest of your life? I'll take option B. That's what passive income is. Find a way to make passive income. It'll change your life. $50 a month is not gonna change anybody's life. Okay, that's not true. It might change somebody's life literally always having $50 no matter what you do coming in. Maybe. It might be the deciding factor in some things, right? But no, I'm sorry. Even after having to pay 45% of taxes, I can walk away with enough money to fix my life. So I'm gonna take the $1 million and get my life back on track because $50 a month is not going to do that for me. Please don't have a life. I just ended an interview 60 seconds in. Hey, how are you? Counting down the hours till the weekend. I sense this is not a culture fit, sorry. He was super mad, but I think early stage startups are too hard to have people who count down the hours. Thoughts? Oh no, was the human a human? Go f*** yourself. Happy to announce that finally 4 years of my hard work is paid off. My manager got promoted today. Calling candidates rats. What a damn start to the day. Just lost 2 deals worth $18,000. One candidate pulled out of a second interview worth $8,000. Job was his to take, pulled out by a text message, and took a counteroffer where he currently works. Absolute rat. Another candidate has genuine reasons and called me to tell me she won't be accepting the offer. $10K down the drain, fair enough. Then, to add salt into the wounds, new business LinkedIn message. A regional operations manager for a power rental business didn't like my approach through LinkedIn and decided to tell me that she has now emailed all the decision makers in her business to stop me winning them as a client. We will see about that, you little rat. Gonna say rat again? I've been up working since 7:30 and lost $18,000 pipeline and some, oh, I see, is trying to stop me from winning business over another, or over nothing. What am I doing? Recruitment is a tough business. Okay. Selling people is the hardest commodity to sell in the world, and dealing with jobs worths who think they are something special. Who the hell does she think she is talking to? I won't give up. I'll never give up. Watch out today. I'm on one. Good news. I should close a $7,500 deal this afternoon. Not all bad. How much you want to bet he didn't? Reality. Unemployed. Versus blockchain enthusiast, cryptocurrency evangelist, influencer, inspirer, chief visionary, serial entrepreneur, i.e. every failed business I started, founder, omission, philanthropist, another omission, empowering, something, life coach, father, trendsetter, top 1% of LinkedIn profiles according to myself, speaker, TEDx, 2-time attendee. Oh, I love the 2-time attendee of TEDx. It's not even the real TED. Nobody will remember your salary, how busy you were, how many hours you worked. People will remember the time your post was screenshotted and shared in r/LinkedIn lunatics, and then spoken about on youtube.com/EmKay. I fired my entire dev team, replaced them with O1, Lovable, and Cursor. Now I ship 100 times faster with code that's 10 times cleaner. No, you don't. OpenAI O3 is coming, and 90% of dev jobs won't survive. You know, regardless of whether or not that's the case, it does seem kind of weird that so many, of course, at first you'd be thinking, yeah, I get to save a bunch of money. I do get to save a bunch of money. Right up until the day comes, and the day will come, by the way, that it's no longer $40 a month to use OpenAI. It'll be hundreds. You know damn well, once they get it to a point that they really want it to be, all of these companies, right? Once they're at points they really want to be, it's not going to be that cheap cheap anymore. For what you are doing, Wes, for what you are doing, you better be damn ready for the day enterprise subscriptions arrive, and you got to be paying 10 grand a month for it. That scales up depending on the type of project you're making. Sure, a lot of these models might be downloadable and runnable on local hardware, whatever, which I do hope happens sooner rather than later. Data centers are destroying the planet. Neither here nor there. Do you really think this shit's gonna remain dirt-ass cheap forever? Like, for real? Have you seen subscription prices of single-use programs? Do you know what it costs to use Toon Boom Harmony, for instance? No. Ain't no goddamn way this shit's gonna stay cheap forever. Do you remember streaming? What did Netflix start out with? It was like $1.50 a month. Not really, that's more hyperbole, but I digress. And now it just keeps going up and up and up and up. Not keeping with inflation, it's just going up. This shit's not going to stay there. A sane take. As a founder, I work 12, 15, sometimes 18 hours a day. But I have given my team strict instructions to log in for 8 hours and log out in 7 hours if possible. When a company grows, the founders and leaders earn disproportionate rewards. It's dumb to expect young team members working for a salary to invest their time and energy that deeply. Of course, if some team members really want to do more on the job, their compensation and reward should be extremely high. 70 hours of weekly work is evil if it only lines the pockets of the ones at the top. Thank you. I will say thank you for that opinion, but remember, this is where the bar needs to be. This dude's hitting the bar. It's how low it is. Team members should be treated appropriately, be worked a lot less, and have fewer hours and get paid really decently, especially if they go above and beyond the job they need to do, because it's not their company, it's mine. And if I stand to gain $10 trillion, they should stand to gain a little bit of goddamn freedom and dignity in their lives. Peak satire LinkedIn needs more of. It's Ken again. I initially rejected a candidate's CV twice. However, when he applied a third time, I decided to invite him for an interview. We offered him a role immediately after the interview. Why? Because I realized he was the brother to a mega famous pop star. Now, a year later, he's terrible at his job and costing the business a lot with his mistakes, but I got a VIP booth at his sister's concerts. Sometimes money and profit isn't everything. Status is also important. I want you to start before you're even hired, or I'll fire you. I hired someone new to start on the first Tuesday of the month. They arrived at 8:45 a.m. on the first Tuesday of the month. They walked into my office, put out their hand for me to shake. It's bad news, I said. I sent them home and told them this job wasn't right for them. When hiring, you want people that aren't afraid to start the job earlier. Was he early to work? Yes. Could he have come in on the Monday? Yes. Don't just do what's asked of you. Do what you ask of yourself. See, this right here is the exact post I was talking about earlier, the do what you ask of yourself. He came up with that quote after smoking weed one night and thought it was the smartest thing anyone on planet Earth has ever said, and really thought he had poetry here. He thought he had a poem on a scroll, and this is what you get. People like this do deserve to be sued, by the way. Look, I know that Americans get made fun of because we always bring up like suing people in the event of inconvenience or blah, 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 blah. But stuff like this, I'm sorry. Knowing how long and stupid the interview process could be, if this is real and not satire, which it's not Ken, so it can't be satire, that much time being wasted on a psychopath, absolutely I should be able to sue you in small claims court for income. Income lost because of the amount of time I had to give you, only for you to go, you did what I asked of you, you're fired.